Friday, you gotta love it. Just the word in and of itself brings about optimism and hope for a weekend and a Good Friday to you. It's not Good Friday, is it? No, that's like in April. It is the 17th day of September, 2021. It is Constitution Day. Happy 234th birthday to our nation's owner's manual, if you will. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Lots to get to today, most of it weather-related. Here we go. That atmospheric river we've been talking about all week long is about ready to pay us a visit. Going to really start rolling in later on this afternoon. Significant rain tonight. Going to rain pretty much all weekend once the rain starts, and that'll be probably around sunset tonight. Complete forecast details, satellite images, everything you need to prepare for a wet weekend. And cool weekend is coming up. Plus news. Plus, we got a little sports. We got a lot of sports. In fact, we've had a bit of a change to our broadcast schedule tonight involving Eastmont Wildcat football. We'll touch on that. Everything else you need to start your day, and our conversation portion of the back half of the program. One of my favorite people in the Wenatchee Valley, Ginny Kerstetter, who runs the Hope Care Clinic. It's a clinic, a medical and dental clinic for those people who need medical and dental procedures done, and they just don't have the money to do it. They have their big fundraiser coming up a week from tomorrow, and we're going to talk to Ginny about that from the Hope Care Clinic. Help them out. They're good folks who do really good work, all the volunteers and everything. My conversation with Ginny in the back half of the program. Overcast, 52 degrees. Don't look for the sun today. Ain't going to happen. That sun's taking the weekend off. I'm taking the weekend off, too. That's a rare treat for me. Let's start our tour around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. Again, the clouds are starting to thicken up, and we're going to show you that satellite image here in just a little bit. And as the day progresses, the clouds will be getting thicker and thicker and thicker, and then the rain will be coming later on this afternoon, most of it tonight into the overnight hours. Gorgeous view from the Wenatchee Valley, and boy, do we need the rain. I'm hoping we get a lot of rain. Not so much that we get flooding in the burn scars and things like that, but enough rain to tamper down the fires and give the natural vegetation the H2O that they so badly need. Camera number 2. Good morning from Omi Gardens, looking up towards Rocky Reach Dam. Still haven't been to the new Discovery Center yet. I got to check that out. I've heard nothing but good things about it. We'll have to do a virtual tour one of these days, bring our cameras. Good morning to Lake Antioch up to the north. Boy, the Knapp's Hill Tunnel was a mess yesterday. We'll talk about that when we get to news. Camera number 3. Aranda Rock checks in, zoomed all the way back. On your way up US 97 Highway 2 on the Douglas County side of the river, you can see the camera. In fact, you can wave to us. You can't miss it. It's on that little rock that sticks out there. There's a house and a rock, and you'll see the camera there looking, again, beautiful view of Lake Antioch. Turtle Rock way off in the distance. Turtle Rock, of course, got its name because it looks like a giant rock. And camera number 4. Downtown Wenatchee takes a bow. That is our Cascadian camera looking south. We have 2 of them. 1 point south, 1 point north, right down Wenatchee Avenue. Very light traffic here, obviously. It's still early on this Friday. Good start to our program today. Now, we're talking rain. Some slides to show for you from the National Weather Service. First of all, everybody in our viewing area is going to get rain. Where you live is going to determine how much rain you got, but we wanted to point out to our friends up north in the Methow Valley and in the Okanagan Valley, you're going to get heavier rain because it's going to slow down and really dump down up there. So there's been quite a bit of fires up there, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. But where the fires have been burning and the scars are, of course, there's no vegetation to hold the soil to the earth, and if they get enough rain, it's going to move. It's as simple as that. So the possibility of some localized ponding and rock slides cannot be ruled out, especially to the north of us. You're going to get some big-time rain, especially tonight. Now, as far as the rain on fires are concerned, we like this to a certain extent. Of course, it's rain on the fire is going to be very beneficial. As you can see, the closest fire to us, the 25-mile fire, they could get up to a half an inch of rain all the way, starting today, all the way through Sunday. This is rain totals for the entire weekend, not just tonight with the heaviest rain. The good news is that, it'll be beneficial to the fires. The bad news, too much rain, again, flooding, debris flow, that kind of stuff. We don't want that to happen. But that's the expected overall weekend rain total on the area fires, and that can be pretty good news. Now, what's happening? That atmospheric river, there it is. It is pointed right at the Pacific Northwest. It's raining heavily now in the Puget Sound area and in Forks and right along the coast, and it's going to work its way right through the north central Washington area. And again, the most significant rain we are expecting is going to be overnight tonight. So right around midnight, it's going to start coming down pretty good. Now, overall rain totals for the Wenatchee Valley, we don't know yet. They're kind of hedging their bets. They just don't really know. But they're pretty confident that the farther north you go in our viewing area, as I mentioned before, the Methow Valley and the Okanagan Valley, the higher north you go and the farther east you go, the more rain you're going to get. Even though we do have the rain shadow here in the Wenatchee Valley, we're going to get rain. Everybody is going to get rain, and that is why it's like a giant fire hose is going to pay us a visit. That's a cool shot, by the way. Satellite, courtesy of the National Weather Service, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, has all those cool satellites, and we're taking advantage of that. All right, to the forecast proper we go. Clouds, rain. Again, the rain's going to hold off until we get to this afternoon, and then it's going to come down in the overnight hours. So chance of rain today, it's not enough to show, only about 20%. But again, farther into the day we go, the better chance of rain we get. Tonight, rain. It's going to rain. 100% chance of rain tonight. We don't show you that, but it's going to come down. How much? Don't know yet, but it's going to rain overnight tonight. You're going to wake up tomorrow to rain. It's going to rain till about noon, then it's going to dry out a little bit, and then another band of rain is going to come through on Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday, we're going to see some sun breaks, and the rain we're going to get on Sunday is going to be more like showers, more like sprinkles as opposed to rain. Again, heaviest rain overnight tonight while you're sleeping. It's going to start coming down pretty good about 10:30 tonight, and it's supposed to rain pretty consistently all the way through early afternoon on Saturday. We dry out. We get another bit of rain on Saturday night into Sunday. Then we're going to start drying out. You see those cool temperatures, 66, 64, 64, below normal temperatures. Monday and Tuesday, the last 2 days of summer, very pleasant indeed, and we welcome autumn on Wednesday afternoon. It's sometime in the noon hour. I don't have the exact time, but it's in the noon hour on Wednesday when the autumnal equinox comes, and we welcome autumn. So get ready. Wherever you're going to go outside this weekend, do yourself a favor. Pack an umbrella. You'll be glad you did. 7 minutes after the hour, a 1 minute break, and then the headlines that you need to start your Friday are going to come your way. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
It's important to take medication as prescribed and store it in a secure place. But if you have unwanted medication, then proper disposal is important. Always check the label for disposal instructions and remove any personal information. MedProject offers safe and free options in your area to dispose of your unwanted medications. For more information about what services are available in your area, call 844-MED-PROJECT or visit medproject.org. MedProject, safe and secure.
52 degrees outside of our studios. Clouds are beginning to roll in. We'll start seeing some light rain right around sunset tonight. Significant rain overnight into Saturday morning. Rain tapers off on Saturday afternoon. Another weak band of rain on Saturday night. Then we'll start drying out a little on Sunday. We begin with this story. 2 people were injured and traffic was diverted yesterday afternoon on Highway 97A between Wenatchee and Chelan. A 3-car accident in the Knaps Hill Tunnel. 2 passenger vehicles and a semi-truck were involved. A Wenatchee couple, Paul and Pauline Maxey, aged 84 and 85, respectively. They were treated for injuries at Lake Chelan Health after that crash. It happened about 12:40 yesterday afternoon, according to the Washington State Patrol. Their 2000 Toyota Corolla crossed the center line while traveling south through the tunnel, and they struck both an oncoming semi and a southbound Chevy Traverse. Now, nobody else was reported injured. Troopers had to divert traffic, as you might imagine, onto the Navarre Cooley Road on the north side of the tunnel. The tunnel remained closed, by the way, for several hours after the crash. A woman that was found dead last week on Stevens Pass was confirmed now died from homicidal violence. That's the determination of Chelan and King County investigators. Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett says the victim underwent an autopsy on Tuesday. She's a 25-year-old woman from Marysville. Her name has not yet been released. Authorities are still trying to reach out to her next of kin. Her body was found September 7th, about 8 miles east of Stevens Pass in far western Chelan County. If you have any information, by the way, about this homicide, call the sheriff's tip line at 509-667-6845. 509-667-6845. The city of Leavenworth is going to turn on its downtown parking meters next week. The city is calling it a soft rollout of metered parking. This is a first for the city. The meters were installed a year ago, but they didn't use them because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Leavenworth said that for the first 2-3 weeks or so, vehicles parked at expired meters will be given a warning card. Motorists can pay at the meter with a credit card, a debit card, or they can download an app to pay. The app can also warn you if your meter is close to expiring. The city said the meters will have a 15-minute minimum, a 3-hour maximum, but there's also going to be a 15-minute grace period to allow people to pick up something from a business without needing to pay for parking. Nighttime work on the West Cashmere Bridge replacement project has been delayed. They got some problems getting the girders in. Chelan County Public Works says the girders that are set to be laid above Highway 2 west of Cashmere haven't showed up yet. The work was scheduled to close the highway at Hay Canyon Road starting on Monday with one-lane traffic diversion from 9:30 in the evening till 5 o'clock in the morning. But that work has now been pushed off until the week of September 27th. So if you're traveling that route at night, be prepared for some delays. And finally, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is participating in a nationwide program this weekend. It's called Clear the Shelters. Humane Society Outreach Coordinator Jenny Ulrich explains how it works.
Clear the Shelters event is put on by NBC. It's sponsored by Hill Science Diet. It's been a month-long event that shelters across the country are participating in, and so we're kind of participating, hey, stop it. We're participating on Saturday the 18th, and we'll be open from 11 to 6, and the whole goal is to actually get all animals in the shelters across the country into homes. We're offering quite a few adoption incentives, so people can come, they can meet our cats, they can meet our dogs. Almost all the animals should be spayed or neutered by that day and could go home that day. Adopters, once they decide on an animal, they actually have a chance to spin the wheel, and spinning the wheel offers dollar amounts off, so there's $5, $10, $20, $50 off, or a chance for a free adoption as well too. So we're hoping that's a pretty good incentive to come down and get an animal.
I hope it is a big success. One other significant event happening this weekend, I wanted to mention this earlier. We had an interview scheduled with the organizers of the Walk to End Alzheimer's. We had some technical issues, couldn't quite pull off that interview. But for the Wenatchee and North Central Washington chapter of the Walk to End Alzheimer's, the annual fundraiser, that is tomorrow at Walla Walla Point Park. Just hop onto your computer and Google Walk to End Alzheimer's. And if you have a chance to participate tomorrow morning to do so, please do. Don't forget an umbrella. It's held outside. All right, that is the news at 13 minutes after the hour. We'll be right back at it with news today at 5, 6, and 10 with a preview. Here's Jefferson Robbins.
Good morning, Dan. Tonight on the NCW Live Evening News, the Grant County Sheriff's Office and other members of local law enforcement pay tribute to one of their own who was brought low by COVID-19 last year. On Thursday, a long-delayed procession and memorial service for Deputy John Melvin was held. We'll bring you footage from that as well as all the news that's fit to know from around the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. That's tonight, 5, 6, and 10 p.m. right here on the NCW Live channel. We'll see you then.
Thanks, Jefferson. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you. If you got a news tip, you just want to drop us a note, hey, we're there for you. You can use our Facebook page. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com, and drop us a note that way as well. Or you can pick up the phone and give us call. 14 minutes after the hour, sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, celebrity birthdays, a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and a conversation with Ginny Kerstetter from the Hope Care Clinic. Their big fundraiser is a week from tomorrow. Good people doing good works. You don't want to miss that too. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Friday edition on the NCW Live channel.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5,
High school sports is back, and NCW Life Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Rivercom 911, and Sangster Motors. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
14, they come back.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's
Okay,
not.
okay. Take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
"16 minutes after the hour, we have an adult portion of sports. We'll begin with the Les Schwab scoreboard. From yesterday, here are your finals in girls soccer. It took double overtime, but Prosser did post a 1-0 win over Ephrata. Quincy blew out Natchez Valley on the pitch. Cascade edged Cleellum Roslyn. Chelan shut out Liberty Bell. Omak pestered Pateris. Bridgeport mauled Manson, and Tenasket topped Brewster. As far as the schedule is concerned, busy schedule. It begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow with Omak visiting Bridgeport. Brewster will be at Reardon. We'll be broadcasting the Wenatchee and Ike match tomorrow. Leave off the field at the Apple Bowl. Eric Granstrom and Matt Wisen with the call. Pre-game 11:45. Kickoff at noon. The rest of the schedule has Ephrata hosting West Valley at noon. Cascade visits Sela at 1. You got Eastmont taking on Moses Lake. And, of course, whenever St. George's and Okanagan get together on the pitch, you can throw the records right out the window. Busy night for local volleyball teams. To the Les Schwab scoreboard we go. Eastmont has a lot of COVID issues, but they were still able to sweep Moses Lake 3-0. Toppenish beat Quincy 3-1. Wilson Creek handed Pateris his third loss, 3-0. It was Okanagan over Orville in volleyball. Brewster beat Liberty Bell. Antioch took care of Bridgeport, and Manson blanked Omak 3-0. Not a lot happening for the local volleyball teams this weekend. Cashmere will be at the Sundome in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato. That's this morning, and then tomorrow Quincy will travel to Othello for girls volleyball at 11:30. Huge cross-country meet hosted by the Wenatchee Panthers tomorrow at Walla Walla Point Park. Eastmont, Hanford, Moses Lake, Okanagan, Prosser, Quincy, Ridgeline, Waloot, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young will all be there. The Wenatchee Invitation underway at noon at Walla Walla Point Park. Turning to prep football. Now, Eastmont's game against Lewis and Clark, we got some issues. It's a busing issue. What we do know is that they will not be playing tonight. Eastmont Athletic Director Russ Waterman says the Tigers are trying to find a bus driver so they can get here for a Saturday game at 6 o'clock. Eastmont coach Michael Don says they are assuming tomorrow that they're going to play.
You know, I think our kids have done a pretty good job of just keeping their heads up and taking care of what they can take care of. Today, we ended up doing a study hall, and we just kind of were like, hey, you know, we don't play till Saturday at the best, so we just took an opportunity to get kids going in their assignments and academics and take care of that. We spent 2 hours in the gym, guys helping each other, guys tutoring each other, and then you know, now we're getting ready for a team dinner, and tomorrow we'll do our normal Thursday practice, and, you know, hopefully we get good news, and Lewis and Clark will be here Saturday.
Junior running back Ivan Corona echoes exactly what his coach said, that they're assuming they're playing Lewis and Clark. They're going to prepare for it anyway.
Well, we right now as a team, we're playing them. We in our mind, we're playing them. So right now we're getting our minds right. Whether we play them or not, that doesn't matter to us because we're thinking we're playing on Saturday. As of right now, we're thinking we're playing Saturday. And if we don't, then that's on to the next week. We got Wenatchee, and we'll take care of them one week at a time.
Eastmont's coming off a 44-6 loss last Friday night to Gonzaga. Prep Corona said, yeah, it was a learning experience.
There's some tough teams out there, you know. We learn that every year, but, I mean, last week was definitely a slap in the face. But we also learned that, you know, we can play with teams like that. We just got to pick our heads up and not let it's adversity, you know. After that, we got to get through adversity. A lot of people in Washington just look at final score and like, oh, well, they got their butt kicked. But at first, you know, it was a close game. They were up 16-0 at half. We may have had a good run, but, I mean, the score didn't show what the game actually was. And I feel like if we got another shot later in the playoffs, it'll definitely be a better game.
Coach Don says his Wildcats need to get back to basics and just do what they do well and not try to overdo it.
Assignment football. Assignment football. We got to make sure that we do our jobs and we don't try to do the other guy's job. I think sometimes, especially when things aren't going well or when there are things that you have to overcome, I think sometimes guys press and try to make more than just their play because they're trying to make the big play for everybody because they feel like they have to. And they've just got to realize they got to trust the guy next to them that he'll do his job and you just do yours.
Stay close to our Facebook page and our website. We're going to know right around noon today, if Lewis and Clark is able to get a bus driver, then come over and play Eastmont tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Wenatchee has a long bus ride. This is a monster, 300 miles one way. They're going to Vancouver to take on Mountain View High School. Coach Scott Devereaux said the biggest challenge is the bus trip.
The mental part of this game is sitting on a bus for 6 hours and getting up and playing at 4:30. And, you know, they don't get to lay around after school. It's we've talked about it twice now, about realizing that you're on a bus at 7:30 a.m. We're going to stop in the metropolis of Goldendale to stretch our legs and get back on the bus and roll. And the mental part is handling all that and realizing you're playing at 4:30 instead of 7. You know, and it's probably won't be many Panther fans there at all. And so, you know, it's the challenge. We have quite a few sophomores suiting up, and their first road trip for quite a while. So, challenge for them and a challenge for our captains to make sure guys are in the, you know, right mindset.
Mountain View likes to run a spread offense. They pass the ball a lot, and Panther defensive coordinator Taylor Mitchell says the defensive backs are going to have their hands full.
After playing a team last week that didn't pass the ball very much, I know it's tough for the defensive backs. Kind of sitting on the back end. So I told them at the beginning of this week that this game's really going to be on them. The quarterback's going to take shots down the football field. He's a great athlete, has a really good arm. He'll be one of the better quarterbacks we face this year. So our secondary is going to have to step up this week and be ready to play a lot of vertical routes. This quarterback will take shots and make sure we don't get beat deep. And if we do that, you know, it could be the recipe for success for us to win this football game. All
right, the Rock'em Sock'em Football Wars begin tonight. Here's your schedule. Again, Wenatchee and Mountain View, 4:30 in the afternoon, kickoff there. Another Big Nine play, Moses Lake travels to Lake City. Ike will host Lewiston. West Valley will take on Kennewick tonight. Tomorrow, Davis will travel to Garfield. Sunnyside will play at Skyview, and Eastmont hopes to take on Lewis and Clark at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Quincy's game at Natchez Valley canceled last night. Tonight, in the Caribou Trail League, you got Cascade hosting Brewster. Cashmere entertains Granite Falls. Chelan plays at Lakeside. Okanagan will host Omak. And in B League football today, Manson will host Tonasket at 3:30. Bridgeport welcomes Waterville Mansfield at 4. Liberty Bell travels to Pomeroy tonight at 6. Pateros will host Soap Lake at 7. Aniak will play at Tico Rosalia tomorrow at 2 o'clock. The Mariners begin a 10-game road trip today. They're in Kansas City. Nobody wants to play the Royals right now. The Royals have won 4 of their past 7 games. Catcher Salvador Perez continues to hit home runs. The 31-year-old tied Johnny Bench's record for home runs as a catcher in a season, his 45th. He did that yesterday, the game at Kauffman Stadium, 5:10 first pitch. Chris Flexen, Brady Singer will toe the rubber. You can watch the action on Root Sports. To the American League West scoreboard, even though Perez hit his 45th yesterday, the Royals still lost to Oakland, 7-2. Jose Rojas' 2-run home run highlighted a 5-run fourth inning. For the Angels, they beat the White Sox 9-3. Alex Bregman was 2 for 5. He drove in 4 runs for Houston. Astros stomped the Rangers 12-1. The Yankees slipped down in the wild card race. My Yankees lost to Baltimore. On an RBI base hit by Austin Hayes in the 10th inning. Toronto and Boston are tied for the 2 wild card playoff spots. New York is now a half game back. Oakland 3 games back. Mariners are 4 behind. 13 games left to play. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred in the Emerald City yesterday. Seattle will be hosting the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star Game, 2 years from now.
Major League Baseball has awarded the 2023 All-Star Game to Seattle and the Seattle Mariners. The game here in Seattle in 2023 will be the 93rd Midsummer Classic, the third that's been held in Seattle, and the second held in the current home of the Mariners, T-Mobile Park. I think many of you remember our last All-Star game here in 2001. I certainly do. Great performance by Hall of Famer Cal Ripken, and the first All-Star game for one of the great Mariners, Ichiro Suzuki. We look forward in 2023 to celebrating baseball and some of the great performances that have taken place here in Seattle, including those by Ken and Edgar, who are kind enough to be here with us today.
Now, the Mariner chairman and general acting managing partner, John Stanton, he went one step further. He announced during yesterday's press conference a significant facelift is coming to T-Mobile Park.
The eyes of the world will be on this community in 22 months, and it's our opportunity to shine. For our part, the Mariners are committed to make over $50 million in improvements to our facilities to what we believe is already the best ballpark in baseball.
Looking forward to that. Okay, let's talk college football. More Rock'em Sock'em Wars on the gridiron. Cougars will host Southern Cal. That'll be televised on Fox, 12:30 tomorrow. Eastern Washington will play at Western Illinois at 1. The Huskies will host Arkansas State in the rain at 1:15. That's on the Pac-12 Network. Central Washington is at Simon Fraser tomorrow night at 6. And finally, the local professional football team, the Seattle Seahawks, finally host a game at Lumen Field with people in the stands. On Sunday, the 12s will be out. Seattle, Tennessee, 1:25 kickoff, televised on CBS. And those are just some of the games people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour. It's the 17th day of September. I had 5, count them 5, obscure holidays to choose from. Today is International Country Music Day, and we're going to get to that in just a little bit. National Apple Dumpling Day, National Tradesman Day, National POWMIA Recognition Day, but today is Constitution Day. Our Constitution is 234 years old today. They signed it on this date in Philadelphia, the Constitutional Convention. So a lot of classrooms all over this country will be informing kids and teaching kids about the Constitution. You should have a copy of the Constitution. I have like 3. In case I lose one, I still got 2. The Constitution of the United States is only 4,543 words long. It's 7,762 words if you count all the amendments. But as constitutions go, that's pretty short. Most states and most other countries that have constitutions, their constitutions are long and boring. Ours kind of has a little bit of a personality. George Washington, of course, was the first person to sign the Constitution on this date. Ben Franklin was there. But we want to give credit to 2 people. Governor Morris, who doesn't get any credit at all, he actually wrote the preamble to the Constitution, and he was responsible for much of the wording of the Constitution after they decided on that. And Jacob Shallis, who was the clerk for the Pennsylvania General Assembly, when you look at the Constitution, you know, how it's written out on the parchment paper, he's the guy who actually wrote it out in ink, Jacob. They paid him $30, by the way, to write the Constitution out. They paid him $30, which is about $900 today. Because, well, they hired him because he had good penmanship. That's how he got the gig. Who didn't sign the Constitution? Thomas Jefferson. He was out of town. He was the minister in Paris. He was busy. John Adams was in Great Britain. He didn't make the trip. Sam Adams, Patrick Henry, Alexander Hamilton, they didn't sign the Constitution. They weren't even there. So, by the way, one quick little note about the Constitution. For the rest of my life, I don't think we're going to have another amendment to the Constitution. It takes a lot to amend the Constitution. First of all, of course, the Congress has to approve it, and then they have to send it off to the states, and 3/4 of the states have to vote yes as well. It's a very difficult process. There's been roughly 11,600 amendments proposed to the Constitution. Of all of those, only 33 have been passed by Congress and sent to the states, and of those, of course, only 27 have been approved. So my guess is we're not going to see any amendments to the Constitution for a very long time. Happy Constitution Day. Let's do today in history the very first formal treaty between the government of the United States and a Native American tribe was signed on this date, September 17th, 1778. It was the Treaty of Fort Pitt, the Lenape tribe of Delaware and the United States came to an agreement. The treaty gave the United States permission to travel through their lands, their Indian lands and the Delaware Territory, and they would aid the Delaware tribe if they got in trouble with other tribes. In exchange, the Delaware tribe was expected to help the American Revolutionary cause, so to speak. Not surprisingly, it didn't go well, like most treaties between the United States and Native American tribes. Within a year, the Delaware Indians were expressing their grievances about the treaty. A delegation visited Philadelphia in 1779 and said, hey, we got some problems here. You're not holding up your end of the deal. And the one guy of the Delaware tribe, the leader of the Delaware tribe, White Eyes, who was really wanted to get together with the United States and have a good relationship with the United States, he died of smallpox. And when White Eyes died, the tribe kind of just... By the way, the Delaware tribe did end up fighting in the American Revolution for the British. There you go. I mentioned this already, September 17th, 1787, happy 234th birthday to the Constitution of the United States, signed at the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. George Washington and all the other representatives signed the Constitution. Not all on the same day, but they were all there. So happy birthday to the Constitution. That's the famous painting. The bloodiest day in this country's history. The bloodiest day in this country's history happened on this date in 1862. 5 months earlier, in the Battle of Shiloh, the nation was shocked at the mass casualties at the Battle of Shiloh. Both the Union and the Confederates could not believe the bloodbath at the Battle of Shiloh. That was 5 months earlier. Well, the Battle of Shiloh was like a church picnic compared to the Battle of Antietam in Maryland on this date, September 17th, 1862. George McClellan and his army, Robert E. Lee and his army, they did battle. 22,717 dead, wounded, or missing. Over 22,000 dead, wounded, or missing in one day. The Battle of Antietam, 159 years ago today. Somebody had to be first. Thomas Selfridge was the first to do this, to die in an airplane accident. And Orville Wright was flying the damn thing. September 17th, 1908, 113 years ago today. At Fort Myer, Virginia, the Wright Flyer with Orville Wright in the controls and Thomas Selfridge as a passenger crashed. They had trouble. Orville kind of glided it in, but it went in nose down. Orville Wright was very seriously injured. He was hospitalized for 5 months. Thomas Selfridge died. He became the first person to die in an airplane crash 113 years ago today. And somebody had to be first again. The very first retractable roof stadium opened on this date 60 years ago today, the late lamented Civic Arena in downtown Pittsburgh. It was eventually known as the Mellon Arena, the very first retractable roof stadium. There's 13 retractable roof stadiums in this country alone, including, of course, T-Mobile Park. There's about 20 elsewhere, so there's about 40 retractable roof stadiums in this planet. But the very first one, the Civic Arena, open for business. Isn't that cool? It was the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins for many, many years. It closed in June of 2010. It was demolished in March of 2012. They paid off the bonds in July of 2017. Let's do some birthdays. The single most important figure in the history of country music, Hank Williams. This is why it's Country Music Day today. There's nobody bigger than Hank Williams, the man. Born in the state in 1923, drank himself to death at the age of 29 in 1953. Country music, the very first inductee into the Country Music Hall of Fame, inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and yes, he's a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he should be. They don't get any bigger than Hank Williams Sr. Listened to his music last night. It's still phenomenal. Phil Jackson, he's won more championships than anybody in the history of professional basketball. 13-time NBA champion, 2 as a player with the New York Knicks, 6 as a coach of the Chicago Bulls, 5 as the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, completely retired now. Happy 76th birthday to Phil Jackson. And Jimmy Johnson, the greatest living NASCAR guy, maybe outside of Richard Petty. 7 Cup championships, including 5 in a row, tied with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt for the most ever. He is now an open wheel racer. Jimmy Johnson, the legend, 46 years old today. 33 minutes after the hour, we have a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti. Might get you a little riled up, but Mike's got his opinions, and you're entitled to it. And then my conversation with Ginny Kerstetter. We love Ginny. We love the Hope Care Clinic. Their big fundraiser to keep their doors open is coming up next Saturday, a week from tomorrow. My conversation with Ginny coming up as well. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Tipsy Canyon Winery has become the place to go for fine wine and unbelievable views of the Chelan Valley. And now there's even more to enjoy. A new bandstand hosts live music every Thursday night during the spring and summer. The oversized fire pit's a favorite gathering place in the fall and winter. Tipsy Canyon has become a year-round destination for wine lovers. And while things have changed, what remains the same is that at-home feel provided by Mark, Tammy, and Lexi Garland. Stay for the moment that becomes the memory at Tipsy Canyon.
The Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center brings you Vibrant Motion, a new hour-long exercise program featuring local instructors Connie Townsend and Pat Robbins. Each week, we'll bring you a new episode with aerobics or Tai Chi. We promise you'll get a heart-pumping, low-impact workout regardless of your age. Join us for Vibrant Motion, weekdays on the NCW Life channel. Check your program guide for airtimes.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used, to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Alta Cellars Winery is a family-owned boutique winery featuring structured wines from some of the most sought-after vineyards in Washington. Time-honored winemaking techniques blend with New World style to create reds and whites that are captivating. Located in the original firehouse in downtown Manson, the spacious indoor-outdoor setting provides the perfect backdrop to indulge in a sit-down wine experience. You're invited to come enjoy this firsthand at Alta Cellars, now open in Manson.
You know, I have different people in the community come up and tell me that they've seen our commercial. I took my family up to Yodelin, up in Leavenworth, and we walk in, and it's a Monday night, so Monday Night Football is playing, and all of a sudden, our commercial starts airing, and my kids couldn't believe it. They're like, "Dad, you are on Monday Night Football. This is unbelievable. You know, we know somebody famous." Like, my respect level just went way up in my kids' eyes.
We have, over the last year, realized how important Apple Blossom is, how important those Friday football games are, and being a part of that community and being able to support those activities happening is very important to us.
One of our real passions as a business is to serve our community well, and at the same time promote our brand. And I feel like NCW Life allows you to do that with some of the different opportunities that they give you. There's ways to help us build community while at the same time promoting your brand.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. So now the Republicans are calling for Biden to be thrown out of office, and probably will be doing so for the next 3 years. Yep, it's going to go on that long because just as it was when the Dems were calling for Trump to be ousted, it ain't going to happen. Just as it was with the Dems and Trump, it's a pipe dream for Republicans to think that they can kick Uncle Joe out of the Oval Office. Now, if he's going to go, my right-wing friends, it'll be the same way Trump went, and you'll have to vote him out in 2024. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Chelan Wireless is your Verizon authorized retailer featuring the latest iPhone and Android devices. Personal or business, they have the plan and the customer service you're looking for.
In these challenging times, Bear Foods is open and ready to help. From health to diet to home, we are here to take care of your needs. Bear Foods, the good food store.
From home furnishings to the latest in home entertainment technology, Deepwater Home and Electronics can provide the selection and the connection for your wireless world.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
I'm here at the Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, where there's a ton of cool stuff to do. You can learn how the dam harnesses the power of the Columbia, walk inside a Native American Tule Lodge, and steer clear of disaster on the Rock Island Rapids. You can check out the new fish viewing space and even stare a salmon right in the eye. Explore all this and more at Chelan County PUD's brand new Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, now open year-round.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Once again, we are on the road, as we are apt to do. We prefer to get out of the studio whenever it's possible. Ginny Kerstetter is no stranger to this program, but she hasn't been on in a long time, which kind of stinks because it's time for their annual fundraiser. And last year, the clinic didn't really have one. This year, it is back. We want you to, before we go any further with Ginny, circle this date, September 23rd. September 23rd, September 23rd. One more time, September 23rd. It's the big fundraiser for the clinic, and it is the biggest fundraiser of the year for the Hope Care Clinic. And Ginny is the one who runs this place. Ginny, say hi to our television family.
Hello, and thank you for having me again.
It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in way too long. Just for those who are uninitiated, because it's been so long, tell folks the basic genesis behind the Hope Care Clinic, what you're here for.
Yeah, so we are here to do medical and dental care to the underinsured and uninsured here in the Wenatchee Valley. And we go as far north as the Canadian border and as far east as, Moses Lake. We serve usually the Grant, Chelan, Douglas, and help me out here, the county that...
Chelan, Douglas.
Chelan, Douglas,
the
Grant.
county that we're in now, all right?
Yeah. And we serve that area, and we do just started behavioral health in May too, so we're excited about that. We're ready to launch that probably in this fall after our fundraiser. We're really looking at honing in and getting that well underway. We have served over 4,000 patients since we've opened, and we continue to serve, like I said, the working poor in this community.
And there's a lot.
Yep, and when I say that, it's people who have a job but have no insurance, so.
And that's way too many people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where do the physicians and the dentists and the behavioral health specialists come into all of this? Where do you find them and how do they work out?
Yeah, so we are very blessed. We have providers, dentists, and the behavioral health people too from our community here. Probably 90% of them work a job during the day and have their own practices, and then they come here and volunteer their time afterwards.
So the people who are actually doing the yeoman's work, the actual physicians and the dentists, are just volunteering their time?
Absolutely.
So that's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. Do you have any problem recruiting doctors and dentists, or are they beating down your door?
No, they're not beating down our door, but we do have a good pool of them that we can pull from. And like I say, they're very, very gracious to give up their time and come here. We're always looking for more, of course, so.
How does the Hope Care Clinic get referrals? How do people end up coming here? How does that work? How do they end up on your radar?
Yeah, so a lot of the dentists will see patients in their office and they know that they're strapped for money, or maybe their problem is something that we can help them here with. And so there are a lot of referrals here.
A lot of referrals. And as you mentioned before, these are people who have full-time jobs, but their paycheck is eaten up by rent and food and gasoline or whatever, and before you know it, at the end of the month, they don't have the kind of money to go get that thing checked or that bad molar checked. There's just no dough.
Yeah, people put off their dental care. It's in lieu of money. Like you said, we need to put food on the table versus having that pain taken away, And so, yeah, that's why we feel like we provide a much needed service here for the community.
It's too bad that your service has to exist, but it does good work. But, I just assume have you guys go out of business if it's at all possible. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. Outside of the big fundraiser, again, September 23rd, write your calendar. Outside of the big fundraiser, what are your other sources of income? Where does the revenue come in at?
We are supported strictly by private donors and businesses, churches. We take no federal funding at all, so we do have a lot of grant funding as well.
By not taking federal funding, that takes some handcuffs off, so to speak. If you took federal funding, then it comes with some oversight that you just assume not have to deal with. Is that correct?
It does, yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So for the most part, your physicians and dentists are volunteering, and people are just saying you're doing an important service to the community. So here you go.
Yep.
So, and do you have to pay rent at this facility? Or?
Oh, yes, we have rent.
That's understandable.
Yep. Yes, we have an overhead too, you know, so.
But as far as paid staff, is there a paid staff? Or?
We do. We have 3 part-time paid staff, so.
So you're just getting by in just bare bones.
Yes.
You're making it.
We do. We run on a very slim budget, shoestring budget, I guess, as you would say. But yeah, we do. We're very fortunate, you know.
Well, Wenatchee, the Wenatchee Valley is a caring community. I mean, that's plain, or places like this wouldn't be here. So, and let's move on to September 23rd. You want to go ahead and give us the gist of what you have planned on the 23rd?
Yeah. So. We're excited. This is our first annual outdoor fundraiser, and I say that because, you know, there is some hesitation with COVID that it is an outdoor event, and begins at 5:30 out at the Sunshine Ranch on Easy Street, and we're going to have some pianists, you know, background accompaniment music during our social hour, and that's provided by one of our own dentists here. And then we have, we feel very fortunate to have secured Stephen Henriques. He's a magician illusionist here in the Valley, and he's performed in New York and Las Vegas, and very, very gifted, talented. So we're excited for him as well. And Country Boys is providing the food for us. And
that in and of itself should entice people.
Exactly. We've all eaten there, and we all know how good their food is. And we want to give a shout out to our title sponsors too: Premier One, Dragoo Financial, and Molina Healthcare. I mean, it's, you know, because of our sponsors that we're able to pull this off as well. And then same thing, Mario Cantu sponsored the venue event, so we were very fortunate there too. So. We're looking forward to it. We're going to have a silent auction, and we're going to feed them and let them come in. And we do have a no-host bar, but we're just excited. The grounds are beautiful out there, and we're expecting great weather. You know, obviously you have to dress accordingly for this time of year, because once the sun goes down, it gets a bit chilly. But I think it's going to be a great night.
Well, Ginny, I'm glad you mentioned that, because we have the flyer right here that was sent to us from Joy, and there is, at the very bottom of it, there's a misprint, Ginny. It says it's $40. It's got to be more than that. I mean, with all this going on, Country Boys, the magician, the music, the testimonials, everything else, you can charge more than $40. Is that correct? Is it only $40?
It's $40. We want people to be able to come and be able to enjoy themselves and hear what we're doing here in our community. I mean, we just have been so blessed, and the past 7 years that we've been here in this valley, we've just continued to grow. We just continue to add services, you know, and it's based on our clients, you know, requests. And so we thought, you know what, let's keep the price affordable, and let's invite the community and see how they can get involved as well.
So you mentioned that you've been doing basic health checkups with primary care physicians and dental work with volunteer dentists, and now you're bringing in behavioral health. So obviously you saw a need for that, and so that's next on your, that's been going on now?
Yeah, we did. We started just kind of like a pilot program in May, and that went for 3 months, and then we kind of put it on hold right now until after the fundraiser, because we really want to launch it in the fall. And we just received a grant from NCW Community Foundation for that. And so that will help us to be able to do what we want to do by partnering with other behavioral health, mental health facilities in the community. So
you're open 2 days a week, because again, these are volunteers. They have to come in their off hours to do it. Do you charge your clients? Do they pay what they can afford to pay? How does that work when it comes time to?
We do have a nominal fee. We charge $30 for extractions, $20 for a medical visit, and then we have a $65 fee for fillings. But if somebody comes in and they don't have the money, we don't turn them away. Nobody gets turned away because of their ability to pay. We serve them.
Which is the basic.
Yeah.
It's being a human being, and
Yeah.
he's a human being,
Yeah.
is what it is. For my viewers out there who maybe they can't make it, again, September 23rd, and we're going to hammer that down, and the website too, we'll get you that. And for the people who just want to help out, how do they do that? You know, you guys do great work.
Yeah.
Can I donate some time or money? How do they help you out without necessarily having to commit to go to this fundraiser?
Yeah, so to either volunteer or to help and partner with us financially, they can go to hopecareclinic.com. There's a tab on there for volunteers, and there's a tab on there for donating.
And I don't know who your webmaster is, but it's a good website, Hope Care Clinic. I'm impressed.
Yep, I'll give a shout out to Julie Coburn. She does a wonderful job, yeah.
And it should be pointed out that is also where you go to get your tickets. Same website, right?
Absolutely, hopecareclinic.com, and the event is right there on our front homepage.
And it's just $40, or you can get together with a bunch of friends, get a bunch of tickets, get your own table if you want to.
Absolutely.
And again, we cannot thank Premier One Properties enough, Molina Healthcare, and Brandon and his crew and his financial group for stepping up, because it's easier to say no than it is to say yes, and they said yes.
Yep, they said yes. So.
7.5 years of this. The need was there before 7.5 years, but the need is being met. But you guys are probably in a continuous growth pattern, are you not?
We are, and we hope to get open more days of the week too, but we just need to kind of get through this pandemic, and get this whole thing figured out. Once we think we're just about to move forward again, it's like we get pulled back a little bit. So, but our whole thought on the whole thing is we just keep looking forward and not back.
Again, I would be super happy if Ginny was unemployed, but as long as the need is there, and the need will always be there, Hope Care Clinic will be there as well. Ginny, thanks for taking time out and visiting us.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
One of the great Wenatchee success stories. The need is here. You can help out September 23rd. Ginny, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Few things strike fear in the human heart, like the possibility of a rattlesnake bite. Dogs can encounter rattlesnakes on their walks or in their yards, and being curious, often get bitten on their face, neck, and legs. Luckily, a vaccination is available to help neutralize venom so dogs experience less pain and swelling. Even if your dog has received a vaccine, you still need to seek immediate help. Dr. Shauna Bayes and the staff of Paws and Claws care about your pet's health. Call 888-PAWS to schedule your vaccination today.
Stay active and independent for life. SAIL is an evidence-based strength, balance, and fitness program. The exercises in a SAIL class have been packaged into a formal regimen focusing on 4 key areas important to the health and fitness of mature participants: low-impact cardiovascular, balance work, strength training, and stretching. SAIL classes are designed for people of all fitness levels and can be done sitting or standing. Join us for SAIL on the NCW Life channel. Check your listing for days and times.
This is Kelly, owner of the Original Children's Shop in downtown Wenatchee. We strive to bring you the most quality, fashionable, and fun clothing for your little ones, along with gifts, toys, and accessories. I look forward to meeting you soon at the Original Children's Shop.
What you're doing is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you might as well throw up a screen door to block the summer smoke.
sometimes it gets
When we
warm.
breathe in the wildfire smoke, we are ingesting hazardous chemicals such as acetic acid and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. A lot of bad stuff, okay?
Well, yeah, that's why we...
Cardboard ain't gonna cut it.
So...
Go to ChelanPUD.org/save today.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof, and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Succession is leading the way for a new generation of Chelan wineries. Named Platinum Winemaker of the Year in 2017 and the one to watch in 2018 by Wine Press, Succession is setting the pace. Award-winning wines are just a part of the overall experience. Add live music on Sundays and fantastic views, and you have it all. Succession Wines, located on the north shore of Lake Chelan between Chelan and Manson.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray McNeil.
Pretty much is the foundation of my day.
It centers me. It makes me just feel better inside and out.
It's part of my daily routine, basically, so I feel complete, you know.
Not just a physical health, but it's a mental health. And you could almost even say it's a, you know, a spiritual thing for me to be able to get my workout in on a regular basis.
I want to wrap up this show and wrap up this week with a really cool video our content producer Uriah put together. These PTZ cameras are tools, not toys. But check out this gorgeous video. And if you want to look at that again and again and again, go to our Facebook page. We posted that on our Facebook page yesterday afternoon. Spectacular footage. All right, rain. Let's show you those slides one more time. It's coming our way. Most of it heavy rain on Friday and into early Saturday morning. But for our friends up in the Omak, Okanagan, and Winthrop area, especially because of the area fires that they had, they have a flash flood watch because not only are they going to get more rain in the Wenatchee Valley, but you have those burn scars from all the fires, and of course that means there's no vegetation to hold the soil to the earth. So they're going to get more rain than us, and there is the potential for a flash flood to the north of us. Now, as far as rain on the fires are concerned, bring it on, right? So most of the fires, all these fires, by the way, are still burning. They're all going to see significant rainfall. As you can see, the one closest to us, the 25-mile fire, by the time this system is done on Sunday afternoon, get upwards maybe a half an inch of rain, and they could use it. Now, of course, that's very beneficial, but if it rains too much and too soon, it could cause flooding or debris. So, but boy, bring on the rain for the wildfires. I think it's a pretty good idea. So let's do your forecast in detail. Going to be a bumper shoot kind of a weekend. You see the dark cloud on Saturday. We'll do this in order. For today, it's going to be cloudy, and the cloud's going to thicken up as the day progresses. We're talking some light rain late in the afternoon, some heavier rain about 9 or 10, and then starting about midnight, it's going to come down pretty good. Now, how much rain we're going to get here in the Wenatchee Valley, they're hedging their bets. They really don't know. By the time this entire system is done, by this atmospheric river is exiting the area by Sunday afternoon, we could have upwards of 3/4 of an inch of rain total for the Wenatchee Valley. So light rain this afternoon, light rain tonight, heavy rain overnight into Saturday morning, 66 for our high. These temperatures well below normal. Rain on Saturday morning, dry on and out a little bit on Saturday afternoon. One more passing rain shower Saturday night. We begin to dry out on Sunday, and we close out summer Monday and Tuesday with sunny and pleasant conditions. Of course, Wednesday, the first day of autumn, the autumnal equinox in the noon hour on Wednesday. That's it for us. Have a great and pleasant weekend. I hope to see you on Monday. Till then, take care and bye-bye.